My brothers and sisters, good morning. What a beautiful day to come together. Thank you, Bishop, for the opportunity to preach this morning, to just bring maybe a little nugget that you can take with you today. As Bishop said, this is one of three nativities that the church celebrates. Jesus, John the Baptist, and Our Dear Lady today. It's such an exciting day. Why is it so exciting for us? I think St. Andrew of Crete in the Office of Readings gives us a little glimpse as to the reason. He says, "Today, this created world is raised to the dignity of a holy place for Him who made all things. The creature is newly prepared to be a divine dwelling place for the Creator." Today we celebrate the nativity of Mary, Mary the dawn, because she gave birth to the new day. Every day begins with the dawning of the coming of the sun. Maybe in our case over the mountains of western Pennsylvania, or the hills, if you will. When that new day comes, where do we find ourselves? How do we find ourselves living? Every year on my birthday, I had the tradition, I would send my mom flowers. My dad was living, they both got flowers, but I would send her flowers in thanksgiving for their gift of life to me. I'm the youngest of four, and I was born maybe about 6 years after the next in line, my brother Francis. And so they said yes to life. They said yes to this journey that I've been on, this journey that they nurtured the faith in me. They instilled in me, made sure that I understood faith. I understood how special it is to receive Jesus in the Eucharist and go to confession, to be confirmed. Ultimately, they nurtured in me my vocation to the priesthood. All of who my mom and dad were as they lived on this earth is instilled in me. As Bishop proclaimed the Gospel of Matthew, and all the generation after generation after generation, we can see in all of those generations that are instilled in bringing about the birth of the Savior. Mary is so important because when she was conceived, as the mystics say, the angels sang. She was born. The earth cried out that now a place has been created for God to reside, to be born, if you will. What does that leave for us? But to think about maybe what kind of flowers we may be bringing to Mary, ultimately to Jesus. As I would send flowers to my mom and dad on my own birthday, maybe this time on her birthday, we think about what kind of flowers that we will put at her feet. What kind of flowers, what kind of, not just good deeds or a good word, but how will we allow our heart, and our lives, how will we allow our lives to be transformed by what we know to be true, by that perfect day? When I look at all of these names and the generations, I was telling Bishop in the sacristy, when I look at those names that he proclaimed, I look and I see that there's great hope for me. There's great hope for me despite my own feebles, my own clumsiness, if you will, in my faith journey, despite my own maybe sometimes wanting to go one way when the Lord is calling me another way, that there's great hope. Why? Because generation after generation after generation, the Lord continues the work. And He continues the work this day. Brothers and sisters, you and I are part of this generation as God's plan for salvation continues to unfold. The question is, how will we live in the light of the dawn, if you will? How will we live in the light of the new day in Jesus Christ. Mary is so important in our faith life because she is the dawn of the new day of Jesus Christ. Today, let's think about how we will present her and honor her. For she, in her yes, in the brightness of her yes, gave us the opportunity to have a place in our hearts for God, to know and to take by her witness a place in our hearts to give birth to Jesus each and every day. Let's give honor to Our Lady today on her birthday. Let's maybe give her a dozen roses, if you will, and praying the rosary, and maybe doing some acts of charity, or just simply spending time with her son Jesus. For when we do, we are basking in the light of the new day that is dawned.